Okay, so in the last video, I did a thing like, and I don't know where that came from, but I'm keeping that. I am definitely keeping that. I've always wanted a cool, unique intro for myself, right? Anyways, uh, I want to talk about something that's near and dear to me in this episode. And what is more near and dear to me than South African content? So I'm going to hit you with a bit of a compilation of videos that I like and stuff that I saw, mostly from TikTok, I think. Yeah, but you'll get to see the type of things that I'm into. I feel like South African things are easily underestimated because we have the inability to industrialize. We do something and then we take it for granted even when it is getting big. For example, I have a personal grudge, me, against how regulated sports like F1 and NASCAR are. I feel like they were made so that even a common man can't just bring about a supercar that he made and enter in those races, including some biking races and stuff like that. I don't want to say racism, but come on. There's a reason why only these things are only entered by light-skinned human beings, right? So I don't want, again, I'm not trying to say racism. I'm saying it does seem like there's a bit of a surf to these things that makes sure that not every grain makes it through, right? And as such, I like when Black people do what they've always done, even through history of getting scraps and basically making a masterpiece out of them, right? Or getting the bottom of something that even nobody else would offer to do and making that look good. The same way I also acknowledge not necessarily Black people, but skaters, people who take just a board and add wheels on it, and then suddenly it's another mode of transport. I respect the underdog belief. I have a thing for being an underdog. Even when I play basketball, I like choosing the losing team. I like playing with the losing team because I believe it pushes me more than if I was in an already winning team. And also, I just think it's my psychology based on how people have treated me in my life. Anyways, but I'm going to talk about things like that because that's how I fell in love with the same content that I do love, right? So the content that I'm in touch with is something of a masterpiece, and I feel like this is some of the most underestimated things that we overlook in South Africa. Think about it. Think about if this guy, Gauta BMX, I'm not sure. Imagine if he had actually gone like, okay, so I have a store now, and now I'm looking for people who are gonna make the same race that I did from Limpopo to Cape Town, or yeah, basically, or from another province to another, just like that. And in order for you to enter, you have to have a stance bike. If you're gonna use that idea, please, our compensation, Yana, oh, come on, I came up with it. I know, I know, but come on, man, compensate the boy at least, Yana. I'm trying to make an animation. Anyways, so I feel like it should be something that would mostly solidify the people who already have stance bicycles, which I think it's black people, and they don't know what to do with these bikes. I've seen them in all kinds of forms, shapes, and sizes. They're beautiful, but what they don't have is a function besides just being transport from back and forth, which is how I feel was the problem with what is this, X Games. Skating was a thing, but then X Games came and gave those niche transport things and trick stars, it gave those guys a solution. You guys no longer just ride skateboards. You can go to a skating competition, and where you do your tricks, you can now do them and get views and stuff like that. So I wish that this idea would be capitalized on and used properly so that it actually helps an industry to grow. Oh man, I love these contents of all kinds. You should check out what else I'm into in the next video if ever you're into this kind of stuff. If you like my content, yeah, I'm doing this, we're doing this kind of stuff, and